Welcome everybody to another Loopcast. I'm Gabe Lindemeyer with Vicaloop, and today we're here with my friend, my brother, Igor GARCIA. What's up, Igor?
How's it going? Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
Thanks for being here. Igor's a longtime friend, and we just had our meeting, so he shared a lot of insights with the group. It was a great time, so invited over him to the podcast so we can talk a little bit about just the mindset of what it takes to survive nowadays and how you're applying that to your investment opportunities. I know that you're a little bit all over the place because you run a couple companies, you invest, now you're doing a channel. So you want to maybe start us off with a little bit of like where you came from and how did you get here?
Trying to start a channel because it's a lot harder than I expected. And right now I'm pretty much doing everything. I'm obviously recording it. I am adding it, so it takes a lot of time. Mm-hmm. And I do own multiple companies, and it's, you know, I have a kid, another one on the way, have a wife, and have parents. So all my attention is pulling every side. So it's a little bit complicated.
Okay. And what maybe tell us about your first company. I know that I worked with you a long time ago in Mass Granite. And it's still up and live. It's still running, right?
It's still running, still active. Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about Mass Granite.
So we founded Mass Granite in 2013, and it's a manufacturing facility for countertops. We do countertops. We recently started adding cabinets the last 4 or 5 years ago, and it's going pretty well. Obviously, we got impacted with the 2026. This year hasn't been easy. But we're still there. We're still striving, and we still have customers and contractors since day one. Believe it or not, we established a pretty good name for ourselves. So, yeah, we're pretty happy with it.
And for you running a company, and like you said, having a family and having to spend time with everybody, how do you define success for somebody that's running their own company?
So you can measure success in several different ways. For me, success is freedom, love, and obviously, financial gains is important, but it's not at the top of the pyramid for me. It's mostly money is just a tool, right? And a lot of people measure your success on your net worth, and for me, it's more than that. It's I think the money is just a tool, and success is obviously it's a freedom. You just buy your time. And then obviously, your family, your friends, your wife, kids. That's if you have one of those, you're already successful in my books.
Nice, man. And how do you apply all the knowledge that you gain from running multiple companies now, to becoming an investor? So maybe can you talk about like how was it back in like 10 years ago when you started investing? What was that like? What were you doing before, and then what did you change, and where are you at right now?
Oh, it's a long one, man. It's so you deal with people, right? And everyone is different. So it's more like running a business. It's more being like a psychology. It's more like psychology than anything. And then in investing is pretty much 90% is psychology. Mm-hmm. So you just got to understand each individual. And you just got to go from there. But yeah, the business is the people.
Okay, and in investing, so tell us more about that. Like, how do you evaluate an investment, whether it's a stock or a business or like a real estate? Like, how do you look at something, and what kind of decision process do you do in order to, go in or not go in?
I keep it simple. For me, the number has to make sense. Okay. When people ask me, hey, what's a good investment? Everything is a good investment if you think about it, okay? But investments go into cycles. It's, like the real estate. We had a 2008, bust. In that era, the 2009, 2010, 2011, it was a perfect timing to buy real estate, right? We're too young from then. We're still in college. But that was a perfect opportunity. People who bought real estate back then made 3-4 times X their initial investment. And I just keep it very, very simple. Like, look at the fundamentals, okay? If you're buying a stock, same thing. Commodities, gold, everything. people have to understand that they go into like cycles. Okay. Now, if you ask me, hey, is real estate a good investment? Absolutely. Is it good right now? Not for me. Okay. Because the way I look at real estate is there's three ways I can look at real estate: is your appreciation, okay, your cash flow, okay, and your depreciation. That's the three things you can use on real estate. Well, technically, you can only use depreciation because you don't have cash flow in this market. There's no way. And the appreciation, well, you're paying top dollar. Is it going to appreciate more? Yeah, sure, it will. But are we going to have a correction? Are we going to, the prices will fall? Well, then that's another question.
And in terms of stocks, like how do you evaluate an investment when you're looking at stocks and that? Because are you going off of principles? Do you think that you can ride the hype, or do you think that in the end of the day, like you said, everything could fail and the whole stock market crashes tomorrow? So, like, what's your philosophy today?
Very unlikely it will just collapse like a lot of people say, right? I don't think. Well, I started in the stock market like pretty much everybody else, trading penny stocks, and it's obviously I had my success, but I also had my failures. I lost some money, made some money, but at the time I really didn't want to continue as a day trader because that's not what I wanted. So
day trading is not the dream that they make it seem like?
No, it's not. It's definitely not.
You're just by the beach, clicking a button, and then you make all this money?
Absolutely not. No, it's not. You have to put the hours in. You have to stay in, you have to do your due diligence, and you're highly leveraged. That's what it is. You're highly leveraged. And not what I wanted, okay? Like I said, I had my success. I had my losses. But at the early stages, I knew that that's not what I wanted. And like I said, I want my money to work for me, and I didn't want to need to spend the time in front of the computer trading.
And how do you see that right now? Like, we're in a recession right now. How do you deal with investing now? Do you wait until a good opportunity, or do you keep buying because you believe in that company? How do you pick?
So it's a little bit of everything. You can ride the hype. You can, you can try luck. It's your money, your rules, right? But for me, is like I said, I just like to keep it simple. I look at the numbers, I look at the fundamentals of the company, and I keep buying. Obviously, there's, like I said in the beginning, there's cycles, right? Just because Google it's a good company, sometimes it's not the right time to buy it. Okay, obviously we don't know the bottom. Like Google, Microsoft, and all these companies that I'm bullish in, it's very hard because I don't know what's the bottom, right? And so you just make an educated guess, and you just keep adding, and you keep buying, but with your risk reward. You can't just keep buying, and I can give you a very good example.
So what's been your most profitable trade?
So my most profitable trade from last year to this year is it was ASML. ASML is over $100,000. And
ASML, they manufacture the machines for the chips, right?
For the chips, yep. And prior to that, I was invested in NVIDIA, and I took the gains from last year, and I put it in ASML.
And what was the opportunity that you saw before you went in?
So I think NVIDIA was too hype. When your grandmother started asking you a question about investing in a certain company, that's the time to get out.
To sell, yeah.
And the news, just like the media, is just, it's really, everything was NVIDIA. Everybody was talking about NVIDIA, and so I was like, hey, I think it's time to sell. I still hold a very small percentage. NVIDIA, I think it's a great company. I mean, it's a massive company, right? They produce, great product, and they're cash cow. But and then right after last earnings, you saw what happens with NVIDIA, because value investors, they know. You follow the big money, the big whales. We're little guys.
Do you think that there's an AI bubble right now?
Honestly, I don't think that we are on an AI bubble right now. I really don't think so, because these companies that invest in these capex that you're seeing, these companies are generating crazy profits, crazy amount of money.
Well, not OpenAI.
Oh, no, not OpenAI, but the company that are investing. Well, so see, this is where it gets interesting, because you have the companies that are investing in, like Google, Amazon, Meta, and then you have companies that getting invested in, which is the OpenAI. So it's a little bit different. So Google, they have Gemini, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're an AI company pretty much. Look at the cash flow of the company. They're enormous.
Mm-hmm.
So you have this big, huge company investing to be even bigger. That's how I see it. So no, I don't think we're in an AI bubble right now. I think, well, eventually we'll be one, but I don't think right now we are in one.
Okay. And everybody talks about like investing in themselves. So for somebody that maybe they're still trying to like learn and they haven't invested, do you think that it makes more sense for them to invest in themselves or go and invest in the stock market or something else?
The number one is definitely investing in yourself. You're the most important asset you have. If you're not mentally okay or physically, if you're not okay, you can't help anybody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. So, it's hard. It's the hard truth. No one is more important than you are. Okay, this is a famous. I think I heard this somewhere. I think every man or every parent would. If I asked you, would you die for your kid? I think everybody would say yes, right? Now, would you live for your kid? Right? That's so that's how I kind of live, and it's like you're your number one asset. So if you're not okay, everybody around you is not going to be okay.
So what are some ways that you invest in yourself?
Number one, your mind has to be, it's everything. Mind, body. So you gotta, for me, my routine is I try to hit the gym. I try to, do some cardio, sweat first thing in the morning. That's the hardest part, right? Because as a human being, you don't want to do that. You just want comfort. You're in a comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to kind of relax. So if you can wake up 6 a.m. in the winter and go to the gym, you're already winning there.
You're eating that frog first thing in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do I do that like every single day? Like, no, I don't do that. As far as I know, we're still human beings, right? You see all these posts on Instagram and Facebook, all these gurus, coach plunging, doing this. Look, dude, Henry Ford. If you look back in history, you think they had coach plunging in 1970s? No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Henry Ford, Roosevelt. These guys were, they built the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
They had nothing of that. So it's like, you just gotta do the basic, man. It's very simple.
Take care of yourself.
Just take care of yourself. Eat healthy, and everything just kind of aligns with your life.
Nice, man. And then for somebody that, let's say that somebody has $1,000, they already paid all their bills, they have a savings account, and they're okay with losing that money, right? And they want to start investing in the stock market today. What is the first step for somebody that's brand new to get into, and not something that's too risky, but something that they can kind of, get used to the stock market and would be like their first step towards it?
I would say open a brokerage account. Robinhood is a good one, despite the whole chaos of 2022, I think, when they blocked the buy button for GME. I think that's that wasn't okay. A lot of people lost a lot of money, but again, a lot of people made money. So it's like, you really can't control that, right? But I think Robinhood is probably one of the easiest way to open a brokerage account, and you have access to the markets. And if you have $1,000 right now and everything's paid, you're willing to lose that money, because you can't just invest where you're willing to lose, right? Start nibbling in good companies at first. Okay, stop speculating, because if you speculate, it's a lottery ticket. You might as well just go there and buy a lottery ticket. If you buy good companies like Meta, Amazon, these monopoly, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna make money.
So tell us more about that. What makes you say that a company like Amazon and Google and Meta, they're a monopoly? Because they're not. There's no monopolies in the United States. It's against the law.
Yeah, sure. There's not. So, how many times do you use Amazon?
Every day.
Yeah, I think everybody here does. Like every single day, there's a package in my doorstep. Every single day. For 3 months, if I just grab all the boxes that I get every single day, I couldn't get into my garage. And that's just me. I'm sure you, him, everybody. They're in the cloud business now, right? AI business, transportation business,
delivery.
What else?
Whole Foods. Yeah.
You're not telling me this is a monopoly? Hey, but for me, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's what I'm looking for, right? I'm looking for a company that can get disrupted.
So a company that 30 years from now, they're still going to be around.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you were talking about fundamentals and principles. For somebody that doesn't know what that means, can you explain what are some basic things that you need to look at a company to see if they're healthy?
So every company, it's like I said, just keep it very simple. There's the debt, and there's the cash. Okay, so you're just pretty much looking at the company is what it produces, what is the revenue for this company, what is the debt for this company, what is the risk, like risk reward, pretty much this. So a company that's generating over billions of dollars every quarter is very unlikely to get disrupted, right? Versus one that is just bleeding money, like an OpenAI. They're pretty much bleeding money right now, so they need investors to keep investing in, right? So that's the difference. So I look at the fundamentals. I look at the companies. I look at the balance sheet. What assets the company have. Like I said, a good example was Duolingo. I started investing in Duolingo, I think earlier this year, and I think it's an awesome company. Awesome. And name me one company on top of your head that has $1 billion in cash and zero debt.
Apple? No.
Apple has some debt. And
Duolingo? No debt?
No debt with $1 billion in cash. And not just that, right? People wanna, for me, yeah, you're gonna have OpenAI, the disruption. Investors are saying that it's gonna get disrupted by AI and all that stuff. Yeah, maybe there's a possibility. Everything there's a possibility, right? It's life. But I feel like imagine we're having this conversation, and now I have to translate this conversation. It wouldn't be the same, right? So people want to learn. You want to learn a language. I use it for the chess game. A lot of chess. My 3-year-old calls me, hey, let's play chess because of the little green bird. They have a huge moat, and it's so easy to learn, to play, so I don't think that company's gonna get disrupted. And if it does, well, I guess I'm gonna lose because I have about $30,000 invested, and we're just waiting. But I think they're gonna be.
So what you're saying is they have a lot of cash in hand, they have no debt, they have a brand that's so strong right now that even if AI can copy what they do, they can't copy the green little bird. And now they're expanding to chess and games and all these other stuff. So when you add all that up, you're saying all right, this is a company that I can see it's going to stay in business. Even if everything else goes wrong, they have an advantage over whoever else creates the next AI translating company, but it doesn't have that experience, right? That history.
Yes. Yep, you sound up pretty good. That's exactly what I think. Like
talking about branding, right? Because you open multiple businesses and you kind of mentioned Duolingo has great branding. What do you think is the difference from a good brand to a bad brand? And what do you think that people need to do in order to make sure that what they represent stands out in their business?
Very good question. Branding is everything, right? I think I was just talking earlier with Gabe. I saw this commercial of Payless. You saw that they opened a fake store, but this high crazy prices on their shoes, and people were willing to pay for it because there was this, I don't know, Italian brand. I don't know, I might be wrong, but it's like this really famous brand. So it's like, I think branding is everything, but behind the branding, you need to have a good product to back it up, right? You're not gonna pay X amount of dollars for something that it will break in 2 days, right? So it's like, you need to have something to back it up. So yeah, branding is important, but what exactly are you selling, right? So if you're selling a product, you better have a product to back it up. If you're selling a service, you need to have your good team to back it up. Okay, so it doesn't matter. You can have the best brand in the world, but then the customer's not happy with it.
Yeah. And what about your own companies? Like, what do you do to make your branding be what you want it to be?
Simple, reliable. If I tell I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. And that's the trust you built with your customer. Okay, you used us before. You used us several times actually. And if I tell you I'm going to be there, I'm going to deliver that product, I'm going to be there. Okay, and we do it for passion too, man. It's not just for money. Money is just a consequence. Okay, whether you want it or not, if you do a pretty good job, if you do what you tell your customers that you promise them, it's going to come. So that's how I see it. I don't focus on the profit, and that's how I've always been. It's been like this since I started. Never focus on the bottom line. I mean, it's important, yes, very important. But if you want to create a business that it's been there since 2013, it's loyalty, it's reliability.
Yeah, I think most businesses fail in their first 5 years, and your business has been around for over 10 years, and then you got into another industry now. How do you deal with new opportunities in business, right? Outside of investing and making your money work for you, what do you look for in a new business before you get in? And when is it too much? Are you looking to be like Shark Tank and own 100 companies, or do you want to settle down with a certain amount? How do you look into that?
Just like investing, everything has a cycle. With our personal life, everything has a timing. For me, at this stage in my life, I don't want to keep going as hard as I did for the last 10 years. I have a 3-year-old. I have soon. My wife is due this June. A little boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's like I kind of want to enjoy that moment, right? I kind of want to enjoy that stage of my life, and especially now with AI coming in and being very helpful, maybe I'll reconsider investing and, like you said, being a Shark Tank. You never know, okay? But I'm not thinking like that. I'm really focused on the moment right now. This is what I work for, and I want to cherish this moment. I'm gonna be present, and I plan my 2026 for this moment. My kid is gonna be here in June. Like I said, I have a 3-year-old. I want to spend time with them, and this is how I want to focus right now.
So tell me more about how do you plan that? I feel like a lot of people have a hard time planning their week. How are you planning years ahead? How do you start that?
You have to rely on your partners, your business partners, your employees, your team. Okay, you have to rely on them. They rely on you when it counts, and you gotta rely on them.
So you gotta count that they're gonna deliver, because that's the agreement that you made.
Exactly. I'll keep an eye on the numbers, make sure the numbers are good, and you hire. Hiring someone is a mutual agreement, right? As long as their check is there every week, well, you're making sure that agreement is up to date. Now they got to deliver their end of the bargain. They have to deliver the results. So the company is not me, right? I'm just the leader to help them. If they are successful, I am successful. So I try to give them as everything that I can for them to be successful.
Nice. And if you could go back 10 years, 15 years, and talk to your younger self, and he's like a 20-year-old something that's just starting a company, what advice would you give yourself now?
Oh, man. I wouldn't change anything, to be honest with you. But if I could, because, I think everything happens for a reason, and it shaped me for who I am today. All the mistakes that I've done, my failures and, success. But it's my mindset. If I have the mindset that I have today, back when I was 20 or 19 years old, I probably wouldn't be here. I'll probably be in the NFL, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
and what about mindset specifically? If you had to summarize it in like one sentence.
Your mind is it either makes you or breaks you. That's simple. Okay, your mind is everything, man. It's something that is. That's why there's such the what's it called, the surgery rate on the brain. It's so little because it's something that's very little to explore. The mindset it's everything for me, and I think if I had the mindset that I have today back then, it would have been a lot different. But like I said, I don't change it for a thing.
That's good, man. I mean, that's a good philosophy to have, and obviously it brought you here. What else? Is there anything that you see going on right now in the market that you feel like is not obvious that people should be aware, or any good opportunities? Anything that you want to share?
There's always opportunities. If you look for it, there's always going to be one. I feel like a lot of people are worried about a recession. People ask me, hey, what are you going to do? What is this and that? I like to focus. Like I said, I like to focus on myself. There was a hard lesson that I learned, and I just focus on myself. So I do what I can't control the market. Right? It's going to do whatever the market wants to do. So focus on yourself. That's advice I can give you. If everything goes to shit right now, you lose your job, no income, how long can you live your lifestyle for the next 6 to 12 months or no income? Okay, so analyze your own finances. Okay, that's pretty much a recession. So a recession, you can lose your job, right? You can lose a company, doesn't sell and doesn't bring any revenue, and what are you gonna do? So we gotta be prepared for that. And I feel like obviously the media tries to portray the doomsday, which I don't think that's gonna, unless we have a nuclear war, which I don't think it's gonna happen. But we're gonna have a recession. Yeah, most likely. Yeah, it's normal to reset the prices because everything is not sustainable. Mm-hmm. Everything is so expensive.
And in a situation like this, where we might be heading to a recession, what kind of opportunities do you think arise?
I'm gonna keep invested. Okay, like I said, I am very, very bullish on these AI. Shouldn't say AI, but technology companies. I think they already proven their concept, and I'm gonna go with the big money. If you look at the big investors, they're all in it. And so just follow the money.
Follow the money. If everybody with the big money is going in, they know something that we don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then before we wrap it up here, I know that, like you said, we've done business. You changed my granite a couple of times, fixed my car, a million other things. And you also got solar panels in your business, in your homes. Why do you think that, I guess, obviously we do solar and energy efficiency. So what do you think is missing that people don't know about solar or about producing your own power that you realize and you decided to keep adding more panels to every property that you own?
Oh, perfect example right now, this war going on. Look at the oil prices. When oil is affected, everything is affected, right? And if you're self-sustainable, well, there you go. Your price is not going to get a rate increase because you're self-sustainable. You have solar, you have your own energy, so you don't get affected. So if you can do that, I mean, that's amazing. I have it, and I highly recommend it.
And you think, yeah, it's like you said, the war, energy, everything is affected, you know, and then at least you're protecting yourself. What do you think is like 2026? What are you excited for? What are you cautious about? And how do you see, like, what are your goals for this year?
I'm bullish this year. Very optimistic. War, I mean, since we understand there's war, right? Since you had 2001, 2008, no, 2007, 2007, and then 2012, 15, 18. I mean, there's wars every other year. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, for the United States, I'm bullish. I live here. I hope I'm right. I'm raising my kids here, so I want it to be, a good place to live. And not only in the U.S., man. Like, I think it's a different topic, but I think Brazil has a great opportunity here with all AI going on.
Why is that?
Well, minerals.
So why is Brazil a good opportunity for minerals?
Well, they have minerals. They have, what you need to produce a battery. And then all these data centers, they need what? They need batteries. Mm-hmm. All these autonomous cars, they need batteries. So I think this is Brazil, it's a culture thing, right? It's hard to talk about
politics.
Politics
are different over there too.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for that, I think it would have been. It's a great opportunity for them.
For somebody that's kind of like looking to invest in Brazil, what do you think some good investing industries in Brazil are?
I recently said, look, I wouldn't specify a single one because, like I said, it's very volatile. Mm-hmm. I would invest in a pool, which is the broad, like a broad ETF, pretty much. That's what I would invest. I recently posted one. It was, I believe it's EWZ. And if you want to have some exposure, I think that's the one. I believe so. Yep.
So that's good to know. You can make a note if you're looking. And Igor, if people want to, actually before we leave here, you want to tell us what is your goal with this channel? Because I know you're posting content every day now, talking about your trades and like real results. But like, what are you looking to do? And like, what are you doing? Like, what's your day to day with social media today?
So, I don't have. To be honest with you, I don't have expectations for this channel. The reason that I started because I have so many people that calls me, asking for advice. Hey man, what should I do? What do you think about this? And so I was like, you know what? Why don't I just share my knowledge with everyone? If I can help one people, which I already do. I'm satisfied. I'm okay. Mm-hmm. So it's like I think like successful people share with other people, and that's how I want to see it, man. Like if you look at these investors, they're always sharing, right? And there's nothing wrong to share. Mm-hmm. Like I show my results, and I've proven. So I'm not trying to sell you anything,
right?
But I don't have I started posting. But like I said, it's very time consuming. I have a life. I have kids. I have multiple businesses. So it's tough. It's very tough. But I'm willing to help. Whatever.
And what is if somebody that doesn't follow you right now, if they start following you, what are they gonna learn?
I'm gonna give you investing tips, not just in stocks, but in real estate. Pretty much investing in general. I own real estate. I own commercial real estate. Stocks and ETFs. Pretty much all these things. I'm very active. Recently, I just purchased last year. I purchased a real estate property, and I just did a cost segregation. A lot of people might not even know what that is. So it's like I'm very involved with that. Investment. I'm a very active investor. So if anyone has any questions, just shoot me a text or a message. Mm-hmm. I'll reply. I'll help you out.
Nice. So you're not selling any courses. You're not selling anything. You're just basically doing to help people, and people can kind of see a trajectory, because there's a lot of fake gurus out there that are posting the big Lambos and all these crazy cars, and it's like, do they even make money? And I know that you're posting like your daily trades, and anytime that you're selling, you're just letting us know what has been some of like your best trades, you know, recently that you can share.
So recently, like I said, I'm still holding, right? I cut a little bit off. It was my ASML position. It was over 100. Now it's back to like 60 because I took profit to, you know, put it in Meta. So it's like I'm always trying to scale, right? I'm always trying to you know, go a little bit bigger. And one of my biggest trades was GME. I used you know, put options, and I short the stock. Probably that was by far, in terms of like days, is probably by far one like the biggest trade. Okay.
And how much was that?
132,000.
In how many days?
About, I want to say about a week.
Over $100,000 in one trade.
Yes. Yeah, my put option, it went up like 1,000%.
Wow.
And yeah, it was a really good trade. And so I used that money, and obviously, you know, start building my portfolio, because like I said, I did not want to be a day trader.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only job that I took, that I started focused on the money. I want to make the money, so I kind of you know, buy my freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that mindset.
Cool, man. And not financial advice, what's one stock, one ticker that people need to watch out for?
Amazon.
Everybody knows about Amazon already.
Well, keep buying it, because I think Amazon's going to be big in 2026. I'm very bullish on Amazon. And, you know, a handful of other ones like Microsoft, Meta. These are, I think, they're going to outperform.
So all in on tech.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice, man. What's your final message you want to leave out to the podcast?
Always investing in you. Always believe in yourself. And just keep going. Keep moving forward, and don't quit. And it's okay to take a step back. Okay, and it's okay. Don't get influenced by other people. Don't measure your success with other people. Everybody's in a different path.
That was deep. That was good. Igor, how can people find you on Instagram?
Just my name. You can just Igor Garcia, or the thing is Igor, ARCII.
Igor Garcia, Mass Granite, Diamond Auto Collision,
Alpha Granite.
Alpha Granite. If you guys need granite countertops, gonna fix your car, you want investment advice, hit up Igor. Igor, thanks so much for being here, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
This is a great time. See you guys on the next time. Loopcast. Follow for more. Ecoloop.us. See you later.